Plaintiff, Kiana Smith, says a day after she met the defendant at a cell phone store, they decided to engage in an open relationship. Eventually, they decided to be in a monogamous relationship, but she's suing him today for the cost of a PlayStation, a cell phone, and a bike. Defendant Kevin Jackson insists his relationship with Kiana was purely sexual, and she was never his girlfriend. Kevin says Kiana was nothing more than a sugar mama who showered him with gifts, and he's countersuing because she caused his home to be infested with bedbugs.
Start with you.
Okay, Kevin and I met at a cell phone company that he worked at. I came in there inquiring about cell phones. He flirted with me the whole time. We decided to talk. We decided to have an open relationship. But,
when was this?
In February of 2012.
All right, go ahead.
We decided to have an open relationship. At that time, I told
That
Kevin.
quick? I mean, when you went in to get the cell phone?
I wasn't looking, like, I just got it.
That's pretty good. Woman come in to buy a cell phone and you say, oh, we can have an open relationship.
Yeah. I just got out of a relationship, but I told Kevin that I wasn't ready for like anything serious.
I know, but did you tell the man that day that you went in to buy a phone? That's my point. That's
yeah,
what it's
like once we talked on the phone though, like
so you told him.
He gave me his number.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, he gave me his number. I called him. We decided to have an open relationship.
How long after calling him?
A day.
So I'm sorry, not the same day, the next day. Please forgive me. Go ahead.
Okay, I told Kevin, I said, if you want to have sex with other people, let me know so I can so I can make that decision on if I wanted to keep having sex with you or not. He told me that he wasn't having sex with anybody else, it was just me. Okay,
that's wrong, Yana. That's wrong. That's wrong.
It's certainly not the definition of open relationship.
That's wrong.
Open relationship says you have intimacy with who you want to, and I'll have intimacy with whom I want to. That's the definition.
No, he can talk to whoever he wants to, but if I'm telling him to let me know, he can talk to whoever he wants to talk to.
So yeah, you all have an open talk to policy. Go ahead, young lady. I'm gonna stop asking you things. I'll just let you mix me up as much as you want. Go ahead.
In January of 2013, we decided to have a monogamous relationship. And at that time, Kevin, I felt like he'll use me for my money because all he do was ask me for money.
Okay, and you're suing him today for the things that he asked for. Mm-hmm. And how old is Kevin? How old?
30.
30. So you're suing 30-year-old Kevin for a PlayStation.
I like my games.
A bicycle. No tennis shoes?
No, he tried.
Basketball jersey or
he tried.
Comic book? Cartoon DVDs? Go ahead, sir. You tell me the nature of the relationship before we get to the lawsuit.
All right. Basically, it's pretty much like she said. She did come into the store. We flirted. She got my phone. I gave her my phone number. She called me the very next day. She actually came through. We did become intimate at that point.
Second day?
This, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, you're pretty good. I ain't gonna hate the player. I'm not gonna hate the player. Go ahead.
Like I said, we were intimate at that point in time. We both made it clear that we didn't want to be in a relationship. Basically, she was my sugar mama. I mean, she did take care of me. If I asked her for something, she did take care of me. All right.
Why'd you have to ask her for something? You were working.
No doubt. I mean, but it was under the circumstances. Like she was more of a.
You were using her. For her money.
Exactly.
She was giving it to me willingly, Yana. Not without me even asking her though. Without me even asking.
You weren't asking her for money.
No,
correct.
He's
okay, for a good example.
She was just showering gifts on you.
Exactly. Like.
Well, you are really, really good.
Thank you. I like to think so.
You need to write a book on that.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be like that.
So she was showering you with gifts.
Yeah, so she was showering me with gifts. She actually bought the PlayStation, the cell phone, and
we're going to get into that. So tell me about the PlayStation, cell phone, what have you.
Okay. In January of 2013, Kevin asked me if I can loan him the money for the PlayStation, the bike, and the cell phone.
What was the total amount? $663 exactly?
Yes.
All right. And when was he to repay it?
He told me that he'll pay me the money when he got his 2012 income tax back, which I know. Telltale story, I fell for it because we was in a relationship. When it was time for him to get his tax return back, he told me that it was garnished. And so he said, well, he'll still pay me back. And in June of 2013, I was texting him rather, asking him about the money if he'll pay me back. He said he'll pay me back at the end of September, and I said that's fine. In August of 2013, I was texting him, asking him if he was putting away the money that he was supposed to pay me back with, and he replied, LOL. So I figured that he wouldn't give me the money, so I just went ahead. That's why we're here.
Well, he had already agreed to pay, and he says he didn't. Let me see it, please. What do you say? Did you all ever discuss repayment?
All right, this is basically what happened, Your Honor. My income, she did purchase those items for me. I did ask her to do them. I did promise that I would pay it back on my income tax. Unfortunately, my income tax was
So
charged.
this time she wasn't showering gifts. This time you decided that you would repay her for these things.
Yes, I did tell her that I would prepare with my
income tax.
Correct.
All right.
What happened actually? As she said, my income tax got garnished. Okay. And throughout this whole time, now we were not in a relationship at all. All right, we were just sexual partners. I guess.
I believe you.
I
think you're being honest all the way through so far.
So I said, well, they took my income tax. We'll work on some kind of way to pay you off. She said, okay, fine. Then like 24 hours later, she comes back and she says, well, if you were my boyfriend, then you wouldn't even have to worry about paying it back.
You know what month and year was this?
This was right after
January.
Yes,
of 13.
Yes, right after I found out about my income tax.
All right, now I think you're lying.
Your Honor,
I believe everything you said until now.
Can I say just a couple things real quick?
Yes.
All right. This whole thing is leading up like this. I work at a cell phone store. Right across the street from my cell phone store is an actual McDonald's. Every day that I went to work after like the first week of me and her being together, she was sitting at the McDonald's for like 5 hours.
Oh my God!
I would be at work. My co-associates would tell me, "Hey, ain't that her car right there?" Like, yeah. Then she'd come over to the store, go back to McDonald's, and just sit there, right? And she was a very insecure woman as well, you know. When it comes to me, okay, another good example is we out one day, we stop at the gas station. I go into the gas station to walk into the door. She's at the ladies' room. I'm standing right next to the door, right? All of a sudden, two women just come standing next to me. They're nice, beautiful-looking women. You know, I didn't even speak to these women, though, all right? I'm standing right here looking at the door. All of a sudden, the door opens up. It swings open. She comes out. Who are these girls? What is this? Right? So I grab her. I say, baby, look, come on. I don't know them. Come on, let's go. So we get in the car, and now she's all upset, mad. We ride the whole way home. She doesn't say a word to me, right? Basically the whole thing was she wanted to be in a relationship with me after about the 5th month of us being together. And my whole determination was, you're 7 years younger than me. I want you to be able to make your own choices, you know? I'm not trying to govern her as
And I believe all this. I believe everything you're saying other than this, she told me if I get back with her, I don't have to pay her. I don't believe she's that desperate. Now, I believe you may have swept her off her feet. However, telling you that you don't have to pay her anymore, do you have any evidence of that?
Oh.
Didn't you all do this by text?
No, I didn't.
And didn't you give me this by text, ma'am?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Let's go over the dates. You say in January of 13, she said you don't have to pay her if you're with her.
Correct.
But then in June of 13, 6 months later, after she said that, you agreed to pay her back.
Only on the circumstances that, like I said, I do have a counterclaim here too, right?
No. All I know, sir, is you said in January she told you you didn't have to pay her back. And in June, I have a text where you agreed that you would. Your counterclaim for $800, how does she owe you?
All right, the 800 comes in like this. I had an apartment, she had an apartment. This is when we first met, all right? She used to come to my apartment all the time, her and her son. She actually stayed in my apartment more than she stayed in her own apartment.
Well, I thought you was at McDonald's.
That's my work.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the contract you're suing her for.
Okay, basically what happened is, like I said, I had my apartment, she had her apartment, she was coming over all the time. I moved into my house, maybe about 3 months after living into my house, I get a phone call, like towards the middle of the night. Yeah, Kevin, can I come over? I got bed bugs, they're calling all over the place, this house is infested, right? I say, well, yeah, go ahead, come on over. So when she gets to the house, she actually pulls out her phone, shows me a picture of a corner of her bed with about 50 bed bugs just laying in there, right? So at this time, I'm not really knowing how you can catch bed bugs,
really?
You know? So this was the first time I ever had this type of experience or anything like this, okay?
And now I'm sure you're telling me she spread them in your household.
Correct.
All right. And did you mention it to her?
Actually, she pointed it out. She started, because...
she said, I am bringing bed bugs to your house.
No, sir, not at all.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you again. Did she mention that she was spreading them in your house?
No, she did not.
Okay.
She did mention the fact that she had them at her house. She showed me the picture of all that.
So when you saw them in your house, did you discuss it with her?
Yes, I did.
And
yes,
what
I did.
You said, I think you brought bed bugs in the house?
That's exactly what I said. I said, all of a sudden I got bed bugs. I think you brought them with you from coming over there. She broke down, started crying immediately. First thing she said is, sir, she's like, I'll pay to get the bed bugs taken care of, and I'll pay for you to get new furniture.
When did she say that?
This was, I don't know the exact date, to be honest.
Okay, I do see something in here. So what's up with you have an exterminator? This is what you're saying to her.
To come and pay.
And she says, I'm not the reason you have bed bugs. You told me how nasty and dirty the house was. For you to pull the carpet up, you had to clean up dog feces and urine. Did you tell her that?
The dog feces and urine was in the basement. The people that lived there before me, they did have a dog, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the dog never came upstairs whatsoever. Right? And before she was even coming in my house,
dog never came upstairs.
Well, from what the lady was telling me.
She gives me text message evidence.
I don't have that.
Do you have any?
No, everything we said was in person.
Okay, well, no, everything you said wasn't. Everything you said, one of them was, I'll pay you back right here. Okay. All right, so you were telling a little truth. And when you tried to get slick, you lost. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. When I pointed out that in June, he said he would pay you back, that's when he started stumbling and mumbling. And your counterclaim for her giving you bed bugs, I just don't believe you.
Really?
And really. You lied on this. Why should I believe
why
you?
would I lie about
Have a good
bed
day.
bugs?
Get out. Judgment for the plaintiff. Yours dismissed.
She lied about the whole thing in court. She knows she got bed bugs. If she nasty, just go ahead and say you nasty.
I lost, but I won, right?
If you nasty, just say you nasty.
I lied, but I won, right?
If you nasty, just say you nasty, right?
All right, Kevin.